Welcome to IELTS 19 Test 2 Passage 2, Athletes and Stress. Today we will explore how athletes deal with mental pressure in competitions. This passage has 13 questions in 3 types: information location, sentence completion, and 2 multiple-choice questions. Information location and sentence completion are keyword location types. Multiple-choice questions are logic comparison types. Knowing the question types helps us read the passage more effectively and answer questions faster. The passage has 6 paragraphs, from A to F. It is an expository text about athletes' stress and how to deal with it. From passage 1 to 3, Introduction to Stress Definition and Athletes' Stress Responses. From passage 4 to 5, Discussion of stress hormones and the effects of anxiety. From passage 6, Strategies and methods to cope with stress. The heat map shows information location and sentence completion questions are spread across paragraphs A to F, while multiple-choice questions focus on paragraph E. Let's look at question 14. It asks you to find which paragraph mentions 2 chemical compounds that affect performance. Please pause the video and try to locate it yourself. The keywords are 2 compounds and affect performance. Look for specific chemical names in the text. Scanning the text, paragraph D clearly mentions adrenaline and cortisol, 2 stress hormones that directly affect sports performance. So the answer to question 14 is D. Let's look at question 15. Find the paragraph that gives examples of strategies to minimize the effects of stress. Pause the video and try to locate it yourself. The keywords are strategies and minimizing the effects of stress. We need to find specific methods, not stress or its effects. Scanning the passage, paragraph F starts with many ways athletes can ensure they respond positively. It then lists language, psychological help, visualization, and other methods. So the answer to question 15 is F. Let's look at question 16. It asks which paragraph mentions how a sportsperson explained their own experience of stress. Pause the video and try to find it yourself. The keywords are sportsperson and explain their own stress. We need the athlete's own words, not someone else's comment. Paragraph A mentions British tennis player Emma Raducanu. She directly says her stress came from the accumulation of the excitement and the buzz. So the answer to question 16 is A. Let's look at question 17. Find which paragraph contains study results about the link between stress responses and performance. Extract keywords, study results, stress responses, performance. Scan paragraph C. It clearly says research shows and links challenge states to good performance and threat states to poorer performance. So the answer to question 17 is C. Let's look at question 18. It asks about people who can influence how athletes see their stress. Please pause the video and find the answer in paragraph F. Extract keywords, people who can influence, athletes perceive, stress responses. Scan paragraph F and find the words coaches or parents and psychologists. These match the people who can influence in the question. So the answer to question 18 is F. Next, let's move on to the completion section for Q19-22. Let's look at question 19. The statement says athletes' concerns include potential dangers, such as what? Please pause the video and think about it first. The blank is preceded by potential dangers, such as, so we need a noun that represents a specific danger. Let's go back to paragraph B. The keyword potential dangers from the question is found near the end of the paragraph. The original text says potential dangers such as injury. The word injury is directly given in the text, no replacement needed. So the answer to question 19 is injury. Let's look at question 20. This is a completion question. The statement says cortisol is linked to more unsuccessful serves and greater anxiety. Before the blank we have more unsuccessful, and after it we have and greater anxiety. So the blank should be a noun, and it should be a specific action in tennis. Let's locate paragraph D. Look at this sentence. In tennis players, cortisol has been associated with more unsuccessful serves and greater anxiety. The keyword serves appears here. The original text directly gives the word serves. No replacement is needed. It is exactly a specific action in tennis, and it fits naturally with more unsuccessful. So the answer to question 20 is serves. Let's look at question 21. The question says psychologists help athletes see their physiological responses as excitement, not nerves. Please pause the video and try to fill in the blank. The blank is after as and before a comma. As here means as being, so the blank should be a noun that describes a positive feeling. Let's locate paragraph F. We see the sentence psychologists can also help athletes change how they see their physiological responses. This is the key sentence we need. After the key sentence, there is a dash, followed by such as helping them see a higher heart rate as excitement. Notice, the word excitement appears directly in the original text. No replacement is needed. So the answer to question 21 is excitement. Let's look at question 22. The question says that developing psychological skills, like visualization, can help reduce physical responses to threat. The blank is on the word visualization. The blank is after such as, which means, for example. So the blank should contain a specific name of a psychological skill. We locate paragraph F. The original text says developing psychological skills, such as visualization. The answer is directly given here. The word visualization appears directly in the original text. No replacement is needed. It is exactly the answer we are looking for. So the answer to question 22 is visualization. Next, let's move on to the multiple choice double answers section for Q23-24. Now for questions 23 and 24, a multiple choice question where you pick 2 answers from 5 options. The topic is a tennis player's experience at Wimbledon. Options A to E cover her withdrawal stage, stress symptoms, coping measures, stress sources, and social media reactions. Please pause the video and try to find the 2 correct answers. For this type of question, the strategy is to check each option one by one. Go back to the text and see if each option is clearly supported. Only 2 options are correct, the other 3 are traps. First, option A, the stage at which she dropped out. The text does not mention which round she withdrew from, like the first or second round. This information is not in the text, so A is a trap. Next, option B, symptoms of her performance stress. The text clearly says she had trouble regulating her breathing and heart rate. These are stress symptoms. So B is correct and supported by the text. Now, option C, measures she took to manage stress. The text does not mention any specific actions she took to manage stress, like deep breathing or meditation. So C is a trap. Next, option D, aspects of Wimbledon that increased her stress. The text mentions more spectators, higher expectations, and more skilled opponents. These are all stress-increasing factors. So D is correct. Finally, option E, reactions to her social media posts. The text does not mention any social media posts or any reactions to them. So E is a trap. After checking each option, we confirm that option B is correct because it describes stress symptoms. Let's confirm the first correct answer now. The second correct answer is option D, because it describes stress-increasing aspects. So the final answers are B and D. Next, let's move on to the multiple choice double answers section for Q25-26. Now for the last 2 questions, Q25 and Q26. This is a multiple choice question where you pick 2 answers from 5. The question asks what information the article provides about overtraining syndrome. Please pause the video, read options A to E carefully, and try to select the 2 correct answers. For this type of question, our strategy is to check each option one by one. We'll take each option's description back to paragraph E to see if it is clearly mentioned. Let's look at option A first. It says the factors which determine how severe it may be. The text in paragraph E mentions that the intensity of symptoms depends on individual needs and resources. This directly matches the factors determining severity, so A is correct. Next is option B, which says how long it takes for its effects to become apparent. Paragraph E discusses the intensity of symptoms, but it doesn't mention how long it takes for them to appear. So B is not mentioned, and we can eliminate it. Now option C, which says which of its symptoms is most frequently encountered. Paragraph E lists some symptoms like fatigue and mood changes, but it doesn't compare how often they occur. So C is also not mentioned, and we can eliminate it. Next is option D, which says the types of athletes who are most likely to suffer from it. Paragraph E mentions athletes, but it doesn't specify which types are at the highest risk. So D is also not mentioned, and we can eliminate it. Finally, option E, which says the harm that can result if athletes experience it too often. Paragraph E clearly states that repeated episodes increase the risk of heart disease and depression. This directly matches the harm from frequent experience, so E is correct. After checking each option one by one, we confirm that options A and E have clear support in the text. Now let's confirm the first correct answer. Final answer confirmed. The correct answers for Q25 and Q26 are A and E. A corresponds to the factors determining severity, and E corresponds to the harm from frequent experience. Now we move to the summary part. Let's review 3 key traps. Trap 1, opposite meaning or detail distraction. The option uses opposite words or small details to mislead you. So the answer to question 19 is injury. Trap 2, wrong subject or made-up information. The option mentions a person or thing not in the text. So the answer to question 20 is serves. Trap 3, synonym paraphrase or main idea. The correct answer is often a paraphrase of the text. So the answer to question 21 is excitement. One final tip, always find the key words in the text first, then compare with the options. This helps you avoid traps. Now we move to the vocabulary summary. Let's review important words and paraphrases from this lesson. Keywords: adrenaline, cortisol, visualization, serve. Also remember the paraphrase, risk of injury means potential dangers such as injury. This lesson is over. We hope these skills help you improve your reading score. See you next time.